Last week, we focused on our version of Batman, along with his differences from past incarnations and our inspirations for adapting him. This week, we are covering the backstory of Nightmare. Before we began Batman Master of Fear, we created Nightmare while writing something else, a Nightwing fan film, in which Nightwing fights Deathstroke, Black Mask, and Scarecrow. After Nightwing defeats Deathstroke and Black Mask in an extensive fight scene, Scarecrow gains the upper hand. Before dying, Scarecrow gasses him with something far worse than fear toxin. The gas triggers Nightwing's instant transformation into Scarecrow's new creation, Nightmare. But after developing the Nightmare persona, we decided to make him his own character, and not an entity living inside Dick Grayson. In keeping with our unique take on Batman, we created Nightmare to be similar to a martial arts villain. We considered giving a martial arts spin to existing villains, but we knew that they would be compared to past interpretations, and we didn't want that to take away from the story. We decided it was best to create a villain from scratch so that we could work with a clean slate. Our jumping off point for Nightmare was evolution, the theme of our show. In this case, evolution means the most ruthless and soulless villain that Batman has ever faced. From there, we envisioned an emotionless and relentless character whose purpose will force Batman's hand to the breaking point. After Nightmare's personality and purpose were established, we focused on his abilities. Nightmare is a deadly force in hand-to-hand combat. There is very little that Batman will be able to surprise him with in their fight. Nightmare's most distinctive power, however, is his fear toxin. Whereas Scarecrow's toxin drove victims insane from hallucinations of their greatest fears, Nightmare's will deliver hallucinations of Nightmare himself. The end result is death, which can happen immediately or over the course of several hours, depending on the dosage. The final piece of creating Nightmare was his appearance. He needed to look menacing and harken back to the sinister, colorful designs of the villains from Batman the Animated Series. Thus, the Red Samurai mask was born. Inspired by the kabuki masks that originated in Japan, Nightmare's emotionless mask is meant to strike fear in everyone who encounters him. In keeping with the noir side of the show's feel, we gave Nightmare a black suit. The end result of his look is a melding of Eastern and Western cultures. As with our version of Batman, Shannon Peterson illustrated the initial designs of Nightmare. We spent 9 months perfecting his look. Dominic Villando also created later portraits of the character, and Justin Pogue brought the mask to life. Nightmare is, by far, the most important original character of ours. We have spent the last 3 years perfecting him. For Red Fist, Nightmare represents our passion for standing out as filmmakers. You will get another glimpse at Nightmare in the next trailer, which premieres on March 30th. This will be our way of celebrating Batman's 80th birthday. If you haven't already, subscribe to us so that you can immediately watch the trailer when it releases. Next week, we will take you inside our world of creating the fight scenes for both Batman and Nightmare. Subscribe to us so you don't miss that either.